everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is the Twitter-pated Mama and I am continuing my Weight Watchers series. We are several weeks into freestyle now and I feel like I've got a pretty good grasp on this new program. So I want to do a video. I had done a video a few months ago on 5 tips for making Weight Watchers easier. And I wanted to kind of revamp that video and talk a little bit more about some things that I think make this program easier. So here are 5 new tips, and I'm getting a little bit more specific with the freestyle. So these are 5 tips for making yourself successful on Weight Watcher Freestyle. So tip number 1 is don't skip your meeting or your weigh-in day just because you think you've gained. And this isn't just because you might be wrong, because you might be. I've had several times where I expected to be up and I wasn't. But it's not just because you might be wrong. This is more than that. This is getting to a place where you learn that when you walk through those doors, the people who work there and the other meeting participants are never going to be as mean to you as you have been to yourself. And I don't think I'm speaking just for myself on that. I really don't. I feel like this is common. I feel like when we overeat, when we're over on points, when we indulge in things that we didn't intend to, when we don't make it to the gym as many times as we wanted to, we tend to have just negative self-talk. And I will speak for myself. I don't know exactly what your experience is, but I know I've done this. I know that when I've overeaten, when I've been over on points, when I felt like I'm going to have a gain, when I'm doing the opposite of what my ultimate goal is, which is to lose weight and get to my Weight Watcher goal weight, I beat myself up about it. I'm not nice to myself, and I'm definitely better. You know, I've been on this program now for 6 years, and I'm definitely better, or 5 years. Sorry, I think it's 5. But I still do it. And I think that the part of me in my head that goes, don't go to your meeting, don't go, don't walk in that door, is out of fear that I'm going to get up there, I'm going to get on the scale, I'm going to gain, and I'm going to have that, what I do to myself, reflected back in the ladies behind the counter. And it's never, ever, ever happened. And I've walked in with a 6-pound gain. No joke. I've walked in with a 6-pound gain and I have never received anything besides support and encouragement. And you know what? It's happened to all of us. So I think it's really important that you don't skip your meetings, because you have to start experiencing that in order to believe it. On those weeks that you've gained, go to your meeting. You will never be met with anything that has gone on in your head. I promise you. I promise you. And if I'm wrong, come back and let me know about it, because I'll be writing a letter to Weight Watchers, because it's unacceptable. So, tip number 2. Freestyle is a wonderful opportunity to try some new recipes. And this is one of the first things that got me really excited about Weight Watchers, and one of the first things that got my husband excited about Weight Watchers. I joined the program and I started going on the website and I started trying to make some of the recipes that were on there. I think one of the first things I made was Jennifer Hudson's recipe for the no noodle lasagna, which uses eggplant and zucchini in place of the noodles. It was delicious. I loved it, he loved it, our little boy loved it, and he was like, okay, I can get on board with a program that has food that I love, which Weight Watchers does, because it's all the normal things you eat anyway. But this is a great opportunity to start trying some new recipes, and there's so many resources. Weight Watchers themselves sells a ton of cookbooks, so you can always go that route if you're into cookbooks. If you're not, hop on the web. There's a ton of bloggers that do Weight Watcher friendly recipes. A lot of them include the Smart Points, which is even better. So I am going to link some information down below for some blogs that I've used, some recipes I've loved, and even some Instagram accounts that I follow who post recipes. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3. This might be a little controversial and you may not agree, and that's okay, but I would suggest you find a low point bingeable food. And what I mean by that is, for me, I still have days, moments, times in life where food is a comfort to me. It always has been. It's very difficult to break that. I have definitely incorporated a lot more healthy coping skills into my life. You know, if I'm having a stressful day, reading does help, a hot shower does help, and exercise does help. But there are some times that going nuts on a food is what I need in that moment. But what I need for that is a food option that is contained and doable. And a couple of options for me: Halo Top ice cream. Number 1, it's delicious. Number 2, there's a ton of different flavors. But number 3, I can go nuts, right? I can eat that whole freaking pint. I can go crazy on it, and I'm still only using 11 points. I feel like I've gotten my fill. I feel like I've filled that hole, filled that void with a little bit of sugar, a little bit of tasty treat, but it's in a contained way. And so I would suggest you find a food that you enjoy. It may not be sweet, it might be a salty, in which case you might want to look at things like pretzels or popcorn. But find that thing that if you need to, you can go a little nuts on it, because sometimes, I'm sorry, it does help. It does. And if I can do it in a contained way, individual sizes, or a pint size that I can eat my way to the bottom and I'm still okay. I may be dug into some weeklies, but I'm still okay. I think it's a good tool to have. Tip number 4, rethinking breakfast foods, lunch foods, dinner foods. This you have to do, especially with freestyle. Chicken is free, eggs are free, beans are free, corn is free. I think it's really important that you step outside the box and you really start thinking about what is the best option for me for breakfast, regardless of what I consider to be normal breakfast foods. Sometimes we think of things like donuts and muffins and strudels and things like that as breakfast foods, when honestly those probably are better categorized as a dessert, right? The points add up more to as a dessert. And they just don't serve us very well in the morning all the time anyway. It's not to say you can't have that occasionally, but it doesn't serve us very well in the morning, at least not me. I need more protein. So I am looking for yogurts that have protein in them, and it's not outrageous for me to consider having a chicken breast for breakfast. It's just not, especially if I have a day where maybe I'm not going to be eating lunch at a regular time, or I've got a lot going on in the morning and I need to have some energy. Eggs are already a kind of a normal breakfast food, but why not consider chicken? Why not switch things around? You could always have your taco bowl, your chicken taco bowl for breakfast, and your yogurt and granola for lunch. But I think it's important to start rethinking where these foods fit in our day and where they fit in our schedule, because that was one of the first things that my first Weight Watcher leader taught us was, you know, when thinking about snacking, are you going to be better served by a bag of 5-point crackers or a 5-point baked potato? And I never thought of making a baked potato as a snack. Like that's for dinner, you know, that's where that fits in my brain of what works. I don't do that anymore. I really don't look at a food and stick it in one particular place. It can move anywhere that I need it to be, and that's really helpful for me. So that's tip number 4. And if you've done that at all, comment down below and let me know, where have you moved foods around? For me, the chicken in the morning, that's been fantastic. I've also moved those a long time ago, but still, muffins and donuts and things, I still have them, but that's a dessert and that's a snack. That's not ever my sole breakfast, because it just doesn't keep me full. Tip number 5 that I have for you is to make Weight Watchers very visible in your life. And there's a lot of different ways that you can do this. Number 1 is to have the app on your phone. So a lot of us do that. If you're a monthly pass member, you get the app, you get all the iTools, you get the website, obviously, but keep that on your phone. It's easy access, it's easy to track on, or to pull it up and go to Connect if you need some support or you just want to scroll through some inspiring things. Get on Connect, that's the other thing. Get on there and look through that. The magazine's another good option. I was subscribed to the magazine. I have to renew it. I haven't in a while, but I really enjoyed getting that. I think it comes 6 times a year, so it's every other month, but there's great recipes and great inspiring stories, and that's a way to keep it really visible for you. Make the website one of your favorites, bookmark it on your browser so that you always have access to it. Put your weeklies out on your coffee table. Pick them up throughout the week and read them and remind yourself of what you're doing, and keep that goal and that momentum going for yourself. The charms that you get at your meetings, put those on a keychain. Keep them with you so you have them at all times. And maybe make like a sticker chart or something like we have for our kids on the fridge, where you can put those Bravo stickers. But I think it's just really important to keep it very visible. Other things that I do, I follow a lot of Weight Watcher inspired Instagrams. So if you are into Instagram, I will link some of the accounts that I follow down below, because these women are posting recipes, they're sharing their weight loss successes and non-successes, which is sometimes even more inspiring. They're sharing new tips and tricks and ideas and motivation. And so kind of any day, wherever I go, whether it's Facebook to my Meetings Matter group, or Instagram and I'm following those accounts, I'm seeing Weight Watchers. I'm seeing a community and I'm feeling that support. And it really can change the game. So these are 5 tips. I hope something in here was new to you and something will be helpful to you. Leave a comment down below with what is working for you with freestyle. We are several weeks into the program now and I love it so far. But share with me down below, hit like on this video, and I will be coming at you soon with some more Weight Watcher videos. Take care.